There's 4 weeks to go until the end of the Premier League season. Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today, welcome to my Game Week 35 Premier League predictions. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Alright then, so the first game comes from the Vitality Stadium, and it's a bit of a mid-table relegation battle-ish game. It is Bournemouth against Chelsea. I know, that just feels weird saying that. Chelsea are kind of in a relegation battle-ish. But yeah, Chelsea, of course, they lost their last game. They lost 3-1 against Arsenal. Really poor performance from Chelsea. Well, I think first half I thought Chelsea were really poor, and Arsenal just got it done and got the job done in the first half. Really, Chelsea were a little bit better second half, but still weren't that great. Bournemouth, they've got 2 massive wins in their last 2 games. They beat Southampton 1-0 at St Mary's, and then they absolutely battered Leeds 4-1. And for me, just big up to Gary O'Neill. I think it's like 6 wins in 9 games or something. That is really good, I'm not gonna lie. But for Bournemouth, I think they should be feeling quite confident coming into this game, considering how well Chelsea's form recently, and Frank Lampard has lost every game since he's came back so far. No draws, no wins, 6 losses. So prediction, Bournemouth 2, Chelsea 0, 2-0 Bournemouth. Okay then, and the next game is Manchester City against Leeds United, and of course the big news is that Sam Allardyce is back. Man, I have not spoken about him in a very long time, because welcome back Sam Allardyce for 4 games though. But yeah, of course his job is to keep Leeds United in the Premier League, and it couldn't get any more difficult than facing Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. I'm lucky Sam. I'm lucky Sam, mate. But yeah, Man City won on Wednesday against West Ham. They kind of struggled first half, Man City, and fair play to West Ham, but City, they got going in the second half. And Erling Haaland, Rory Jennings, you should be ashamed of yourself. If you don't know who Rory Jennings is a Chelsea fan, and he said at the start of the season that Haaland would flop. He'll get about 15, 20 goals, and Haaland has proved him wrong. So Rory Jennings, I doubt you're watching this, but if you are, you have been silenced by Haaland. Mate, Erling Haaland is now the Premier League all-time top goal scorer in a single season. His first season in the Prem, and he's broken the record. It just proves how good he is. City just do not want to take the plug out of him. He's literally a robot. He literally scores every game. Whether if it's a tap-in, a screamer, or a penalty, it doesn't matter. A goal is a goal at the end of the day. And God, I bet the Leeds defence are like, oh my God, we got to cope with Erling Haaland, and he's just broken the record for the most goals in a single season. Mate, Leeds defence tomorrow is not going to be good. But City, for me, I don't think I'll be too bothered about this game, because they've got a massive game on Tuesday against Real Madrid in the Champions League. So I think City will be more bothered about that game. City probably will care a little bit about this game, because of course the title race with Arsenal. But for me, I think City will be more focused on that game against Real Madrid on Tuesday. So I won't be surprised if Ortega's in goal, maybe Rico Lewis playing, or Calvin Phillips starts against his old side. For me, City will still win, and I think Leeds are going to get battered. So my prediction is Manchester City 5, Leeds 0. 5-0 to City. Okay then, and the next game is Tottenham against Crystal Palace. Big game tomorrow at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against Palace. Both teams involved in 4-3 thrillers. Palace beat West Ham. We lost 4-3 against Liverpool. Let's start with the Liverpool game on Sunday. For me, you know, the first 40 minutes were so bad. They were so bad, but honestly, we got going from the 40th minute up to the 60th minute. In the 60th minute, we just decided to stop for 17 minutes. We just couldn't be bothered. Then, of course, Son got the goal to make it 3-2. Richarlison scored. I went mad. If you don't follow me on Snapchat, I got the goal on camera. I was like, yeah. It's on, you know, it's on Twitter. Of course, Zach streams on Twitter. It's on YouTube, obviously. And yeah, and then the next minute, you know, Moura gives the ball to Jota, and Jota puts it in the back of the net. But Jota shouldn't have been on the pitch. He should have been sent off. And you know what he did? Basically, hold on, let me get something. So imagine this is Oliver Skip, and this is Jota. Just kicks him in the head for no reason. So I'm sorry, but that's got to be a red card. How is that a yellow card? He had stitches in his head. That is a red card. Oh my god. I don't understand how that is not a red card, sorry. But you know, Palace, you know what, fair play to them. I would say I watched the game. I didn't really watch it. I watched a little bit of the game. It was a really good game, to be fair. Palace played really well. Roy Hodgson has got Palace playing some good football. I don't know what he's done, but he's got a flow going. And for me, you know, it's a win. I think it's a win for both teams. Palace, I don't know how many points they're clear off the relegation. I think they will stay up. I think Palace will stay up, but you know, Palace will want more points to officially confirm their safety. But for us, you know, top four's over now. You know, it's between probably United and Liverpool. I think Newcastle won't slip up. It's probably between them two. And for us, we've just got to fight for a Europa League spot with Liverpool, Villa, maybe, and probably Brighton as well. Maybe you could include Brentford in the race as well. But for me, we've got to win this game. I think we will. We're at home. Home advantage. Spurs 2, Palace 1, 2-1 Spurs. Come on, the boys. Okay, then, and the next game, it's Wolves versus Aston Villa. Little bit of a middling derby. Villa and Wolves kind of have a little bit of a rivalry. I don't know why, but they kind of have a little bit of a rivalry with each other. But yeah, Villa looks like they're slowing down a little bit. They're not really playing as well. Of course, their last game they did lose 1-0 against Manchester United. And Emi Martinez, what were you doing? If you didn't see the mistake, basically, like someone shot, Martinez palmed it, and it literally was on the plate for Bruno Fernandes. Honestly, for him to be a World Cup winner, to be how good he is, that is a really poor mistake, I'm not going to lie. Really poor. Wolves, their last game. Oh yeah, Wolves got battered 6-0 by Brighton. Mate, they conceded, I think, twice to Dennis Undav. I'm not going to lie, that is quite embarrassing, you know. Not good. It's a very poor result for Wolves. You know, again, like I said about Palace, I think Wolves will stay up. And like I also said about Palace, they just probably need a few more points to confirm their safety. But that result last week for Wolves was not good enough. And, you know, Villa, apparently they didn't really play that well. You know, I watched AVFC Vlogger's vlog. I watched Villa on Tour's vlog. And, you know, I got a few mates that support Villa. It looks like they didn't play well, but for me, this will be a scrappy game. I think both teams will go for this. Villa, you know, Villa want to try get Europe. They haven't got Europe in I don't even know the last time Villa played Europe in European. I don't even know the last time Villa played European football. But for me, I think Villa will scrape a win. It's going to be tight. It's going to be difficult, but Villa will win. Wolves 1, Villa 2, 2-1 to Aston Villa. That was a very good Jack Grealish impression. Anyway, the next game is Liverpool versus Brentford. And Liverpool, can they actually get top 4? I said to my mate, no, it's staying the same. But you know what? It actually could happen. You know, Man United lost last night to Brighton. You know, we'll speak about Man United and Brighton later. But, you know, Liverpool beating Tottenham 4-3. You know, it kind of is a little bit embarrassing how they bottled a 3-0 lead to us. To Spurs, for God. Ow. Ow, my neck. But yeah, it is kind of a little bit embarrassing how they bottled a 3-0 lead to us. But at the end of the day, they won the game. But Diogo Jota should have not been on the pitch. He shouldn't have been on the pitch. And Liverpool fans don't even say that he should be on the pitch. Because he literally could have killed Oliver Skip. He could have got a concussion. But yeah, anyway. What's happened to Brentford, you know? What has happened to Brentford? What was their last game? Oh yeah, they beat... What was Brentford's last game? That's a really good question because I actually don't know. Let's check quickly. Brentford, they beat Forest. To be fair to Brentford, it seemed like they struggled against Forest. Forest were winning. Forest looked like they were playing well. Then of course they conceded 2 goals. They conceded in the night. I think was it Tony that scored in like the 95th minute or something? I'm not sure, but like I said, what is happening to Brentford? They were playing really well, getting big wins, and then all of a sudden they've just slipped up a little bit. But you know, they're starting to crawl back, I guess. But Brentford, you know, it's going to be tough. Liverpool are doing really, really well. I think they've won like their last 5-6 games in a row. So for me, I can't see anything but a Liverpool win. So my prediction for this game is Liverpool 3, Brentford 0, 3-0 to Liverpool. Alright then, and the next game, it is probably the game of the weekend. Newcastle versus Arsenal. Massive game. It's a massive game near the top in the Champions League race and in the title race. For me, this is going to be a really difficult game for Arsenal because Newcastle, they are very, very good. Of course, Newcastle, their last game was the win against Southampton. They also made it difficult. They did go 1-0 down. My neck again. But they won. And Newcastle, you know, they haven't been in the Champions League since like 2003, I think. Cody will know. If he's watching, but it's like 2003 or something. It's something around there. And you know, for me, I think Newcastle deserve Champions League. The football they've been playing is incredible. The football they have been playing is incredible. You know, they're just really good. And yeah, you know, come on, they beat Spurs 6-1. They drew against Man City at St James's Park. You know, they beat Man United. They drew 0-0 last time at Arsenal. You know, for me, I think Newcastle have got a really good chance of winning this. You know, Newcastle are at home. St James's Park is always rocking. But, you know, Arsenal, they want to go for this. They're in the title race. They want to win the league. Arsenal haven't won the league since 2004. And, yep, they won the league at White Hart Lane. That was pain. But, yeah, for me, I think Arsenal will be lucky. I think Arsenal get lucky. So I'm going to go 2-2. I nearly said a win for Newcastle, but something inside me thinks Arsenal will probably get a lucky goal or something. So it's going to be 2-2. But come on, Newcastle. Anyway, the next game is West Ham v Manchester United. And wow, what a game last night at the Amex. I watched a little bit of it, but then it got a bit boring. But Brighton, they looked really good yesterday. Man United, they looked like they did not play well at all. And you know, Man United, if they want to play in the Champions League next season, they've got to beat West Ham. West Ham, of course, lost 4-3 to Palace. They lost to Man City, 3-0. To be fair, you know, West Ham played decent first half, but you know, City just turned up and West Ham. By the way, what was that lineup from West Ham? I'm like, literally, that West Ham team was like a Carabao Cup team. That was a very poor lineup, if I have to be honest. But, you know, Man United, if they bottle Europe, if you think about it, Man United were like 5 points behind Arsenal. They were in the title race, then they got out of the title race, in the top 4 race, like, I don't know, 9 points clear. And now, if Liverpool win and they lose, the gap between Liverpool and Man United is 1 point. If Man United bottle that, if Man United bottle top 4, I think Man United should be embarrassed, I'm not going to lie. But, you know, West Ham, you know, they're not, I wouldn't say they are safe. They're only like 4 points above the drop. You could say they're still in it, West Ham. But for me, I have a feeling that West Ham are going to get something. So, you know what? Prediction, West Ham 1, Man United 1. 1-1 is my prediction for this match at the London Stadium. Anyway, the next game is Fulham against Leicester on Bank Holiday Monday. And of course, you know, it's a bank holiday because, of course, it is the King's coronation this weekend, you know, good, you know, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Fulham against Leicester. Big game for Leicester, I'm not going to lie. Fulham haven't got really anything to play for, but this game is more about Leicester, I'm not going to lie. You know, they need the points to stay up. You know, got a 2-2 last time out against Everton. By the way, that was a really good game. That's what you call a relegation battle. That game was, you know, being a neutral, I love that game. That game was really good. You know, Leicester, you know, they could win this game. Fulham haven't really been playing that well, though. But, you know, Leicester, they've got to improve defensively. They keep conceding a lot. You know, for me, I think Leicester will go for this, but have a feeling Fulham will sneak a win. So I'm going to go 2-1 Fulham. Okay, and the next game is Brighton against Everton. And wow, Brighton, what a win for them last night. 99th minute penalty. Alexis McAllister, could be going to Liverpool, who knows, scoring the winning goal. Brighton up to 6th. And you know, I'm liking this. I'm liking teams like Villa, Brighton, Brentford, Newcastle, all in European. It's nice. It's a change for once, and I like it. But yeah, big game for both teams. Brighton, of course, won in Europe. Everton fighting to survive. You know, Everton. For me, I think Everton. I think in the game on Monday, I think Everton would be happier, in my opinion. Leicester didn't really. Leicester played okay, but I think Everton were probably better, in my opinion. But it's going to be tough for Everton, considering Brighton beat Man United. And, you know, before that, they beat Wolves 6-0, for God's sake. But yeah, for me, I can't see anything but a Brighton win. So my prediction, Brighton 3, Wolves 0, 3-0 to Brighton. Okay, and then the final game is another big relegation battle. It's Nottingham Forest versus Southampton. And for Southampton, it is do or die. They're like 6 points. They're like 6 points adrift. They've got to win this game. If they want to stay up, they have got to win all their remaining games, including this one on Monday night against Forest. They've got to win. They have to win. If I just look at the Premier League table now, Southampton are on 24 points and Forest are 18th on 30 points. 6 points separate them. And if I'm correct, you know what, Southampton could actually get relegated next week against Fulham, I think, or maybe the game against Brighton, I don't know. One of them 2 games, Southampton could be gone. And that's how big this game is for Southampton. They're 6 points behind Forest in 18th. If Forest win, 9 points. Southampton are probably gone. They've got to win this game. And so do Forest. Southampton got to win this game. And so do Forest, to be fair, if they want to stay up. And for me, I think Forest will win this game. It's, you know, both teams want to go for it, but Forest are the home side. Like I said about Spurs, home advantage. Same prediction as Spurs game. 2-1 to Forest. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Smash like, subscribe. See you next time.